Everybody, Bill, I'm out here in the garage today, Blitz Molding Fab, hanging out, still working on door panels 2.0. So what I got is, my last video I talked about making these plastic templates, hanging them up, kind of trimming them, getting them to fit. So what I did is I bought some board, and this is what I've got. These are my driver's doors, and they call this stuff Euca board, I guess. E-U-C-A, Euca board. And so these are my driver's door panels, and I've got all the holes cut in them. I've got them kind of set up, and here's the panels back for my back. I want to say back doors, but I don't have back doors. Anyway, these are the back seat side panels, and I've got both of these cut. And what I did is I just cut them out, put my plastic template like I showed, and you know, just cut these things out, cut the holes in them, and you know, hope for the best. I can always adjust them. I ended up cutting off these little notches in the corner because of the screws. There's a screw in the trim plate, and then in the back, this goes all the way back here in this back corner, and there's a screw right here. So what I did is I just cut a V-notch in it, because what this does is that trim plate kind of sits over this, and then there's a screw here and there's a screw up front, so on both of them. So that's what I'm working on. I mean, I put them in, I did one, and you know, they're mirror image, so I stuck it in and just kind of you know, marked a few places where I need to trim it. Tried to round the corners, tried to look at what I had. They don't have to fit 100%. I'm going to cover them with something, probably just put some black vinyl or something over them. And so, you know, they don't have to be, you know, they don't have to fit, you know, 100%. I'd like, you know, like I tried to make my edges, you know, curved, make a nice curve on them. These trimmed edges, you know, nice curve. And then I also took the sander and just kind of rounded them off. And I just used a jigsaw and a little trim saw and just a hole bit. I think that's a 1 inch. I think those are 1 inch holes. And I did the same thing on these. Just did the same thing. Just kind of sanded everything. I don't know if you can see, I just kind of rounded the edges off. And this board, it's a pretty decent board. It does move. It is flexible. I don't know if I should try to protect them with anything, spray some clear coat or something over the top of them, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna look at putting them in, mounting them, making them fit, and making sure they fit good, and then I'm gonna pull them back out and just cover them with something, probably just spray adhesive, something over the top. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I got them put in. So, like I said, they tuck underneath here. I put the door handles in. I'm going to have to redo these, probably paint these. They're in pretty nasty shape. So, I got that one in. And then let me twist around here and show you the back. And I got the back one in. And I put my little carpet trim piece. I just kind of rolled it underneath it, stuck it on there. I don't have that glued down or anything yet, so I'll have to look at that a little bit more and work on that. But it goes all the way up to the top. I'll have to trim it up there and figure out what I'm going to do up there. But got this door panel in, and so got the door handle in, same situation. Needs to all be redone. But so this is what I've got for my door panels. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the other side and put the other side in. So I'll be back. That's all I'm doing. Just kind of taking my time. I did shave some off here. This stuck way out too far. I'm just kind of looking at all of my gaps, because once I wrap some material around here, it's going to stick out even further. So just trying to figure everything out, trying not to overthink it too much. But that's about where I'm at. So I'm going to move over onto this side and see what I can do over here. So I'll be back. Alrighty, I don't know how far I got, but I've got all of my panels made. There's my other rear panel that goes over here. I start screwing around making this panel that goes up here. Look, gotta love that great camera work. But here's my first panel. I went ahead, I did it, but then I kind of pulled it apart and redid it. It's really funny how you can see the attachment buttons I put in a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but what I did is I cut a little piece of, it's like bathroom mat or yoga mat, and just made a little design. It's a real thin rubber. Just made a little design in the door panel, just raised it. And all it is a piece of this. It's, I don't know what this is. It's like some bathroom mat or yoga mat or something. But I just cut this little, you know, kind of hockey stick thing out, and I just glued it down. But it's really funny if you don't put any vinyl, or not vinyl, if you don't put any foam or you don't put anything under it, which I really didn't want to. I wanted to keep it thin. I don't want big plushy pillowy door panels, but came out pretty nice with the little raised edge. Just sets it off just a little bit. I'll have to think about the back, what I want to do with the back. I thought maybe I'll take the back and just kind of do the reverse, go like this, and then just kind of come down, you know, just kind of follow it, or maybe even do nothing. It's going to be in the back behind the seats. You're not even going to see them. I don't know. I'll have to see how crazy I decide to get once I get there. But this is one done. I've got the door handle sitting over on the bench. I just got to put the inside handle, the inner handle back in. I'm trying to cover those. They're kind of like, here's one of the back ones. They've actually got an ashtray in them. That's pretty crazy. And so anyway, they've got a piece that's like rubber, like kind of rubber, like a foam rubber, but it's really stiff, more like rubber than foam. Anyway, so actually I could kind of show you what they are, since I'm screwing around and walking around going crazy with the camera anyway. So this is what they are. They're just kind of a rubber, like, I don't know what it is. I tried to paint this one, but it's got all these cracks and all this stuff in it. I don't know how good you can see it. Yeah, you can. So I kind of thought, well, I'll get some material and cover it with material. But as you can see right there and right there, I'm just a beginner, and I kind of need to do it again. So what I'm going to do is probably redo this, and then I'll put it back in. Here's the door pieces. I painted them silver. They got a little piece of chrome trim on the edge of them, and then, like I said, this sits on this metal. They sit on this metal wedge. These sit on top of these, and then they just go in here. So then you got a couple of screws that go through the metal and into the foam right here, the rubber. And so that's all there is, putting them back together. So like I said, I've got one done, and I got a few more to go. So I'll probably do them the same way. Like I said, came out pretty good. I don't know how good you guys can see the raised edge, but I can't see it well in the picture with the light that I've got here. A little bit, I guess. See how it raises up and then it just comes back. It's just that hockey stick. Just a little something to break that panel up, because it's a big panel. I do have the chrome trim strip, which I'm not sure exactly where it goes. I might look at that later and maybe poke some holes in there and put that in. But for now, this looks actually pretty good. This, all I'm trying to do is just cover this crap up and just get something in here that resembles an interior. So like I said, I've got one done and I've got 3 more to go. So it's a little bit of work, a little bit of learning. Like I said, I ripped the, I finished one, and then I ripped it all off because it looked like crap. So I looked at getting some different vinyl or something like that, a different kind of material, but I've got about 3 or 4 yards of this stuff by about 6 foot wide, so I'm gonna keep rolling. I'm doing the rear side panels, and I decided, where I showed that kind of hockey stick thing, I decided just to continue on with just a you know, easy, simple, straight line. So that's what I did. So here's my back door panels completed, and over here, out in my backyard under the shade here in the heat, laid the vinyl in the sun a little bit, and so just to you know, kind of take any wrinkles or anything out of it. But I'm going to mark it right here so I know exactly where to lay it after I put glue. So all I do is just lay the thing down kind of where I want it, and just take a marker and just run along here, run along like this, just so I have an idea of where to set it. You know, a few different places along the sides. You don't have to mark the whole thing. I'm just trying to get an idea of where to lay it. You know, once I put the glue on it, because once I spray the glue, I want to lay it straight. You only got kind of one chance. I mean, you can always pull it off, peel it off and redo it, but that's what I'm doing right now. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I've got a little bit of glue sprayed on the panels, and so what I'm using for glue is I'm using this DAP Weldwood contact cement. Seems like it's pretty good. DAP Weldwood is what the a lot of the YouTube, you know, your upholstery guys say to use. They use the Landau top stuff. I could not find that other than in a can. Here's my vinyl. Got it laid down, laying on the board here, and I sprayed it also. Did not spray my edges yet. Usually what I'll do is I'll take my board, lay my board down, get everything set, let it kind of sit a little bit, and then I'll spray my edges, and then I'll spray the back edges of the board after I flip it. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm just kind of waiting for this to tack up, and just kind of let it dry a little. They say 10 to 15 minutes. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, well, here it is. Done. Turned out pretty good. If you look at the back side of this, if I can lay it down here without screwing it up, this is just kind of how I V-cut all the way around. Don't go right up to your edge. You know, when you're, you know, I leave all of my flat edge and just trim it decent. Some people take a razor blade and cut it and make it look beautiful. I don't really care what it looks like behind it. So I don't mind that there's extra room. And so, like I said, what I do is I spray my board. Second part of it, I spray my board, then I spray these pieces. But before I do, I just kind of V-cut where there's a curve on my straight edges. I just pretty much leave them straight. Sometimes I get a little bit of bunching, sometimes on my corners. I don't know how to cut corners right, so this is okay. This is on the bottom, in the back where the carpet is, so you'll never see this. This one up here was weird because I had like a little L cut, and I didn't really know how to do a real good job folding in around this. But this is underneath the trim where there's a screw, and this is a relief for the screw that I want the trim to hold this board, top of this board on the inside, but there's a screw right here, so I needed to relief cut this corner. Probably could have relief cut it like this at an angle or something to make it easier to do this, but that's how I relief cut it. So let your glue tack up, flip them around. For these, any of your window holes, window cranks, this is where the handle goes. All you do is, once you got everything kind of glued up, all you do is I take an X-Acto knife and just cut a cross pattern in them, and then take my fingers and roll them up. Make sure you put glue around the inside of the ring and on the material when you're, you know, applying your glue. So all in all, pretty happy with the results. This is one of my back. This is the back, what would it be? This is the back passenger. And so next, I'm gonna go grab that piece, this piece laying over here in the sun, getting nice and toasty. So I'm gonna grab this sucker and I'm gonna go ahead and get some glue and do my next one. I got my next one sitting right over here on the floor. So I'm gonna spray some glue on it, do some trimming, and see if I can get this one rocked out also. So I'll be back. Okay, got the other side. Back panel, like I said, V-cut everything, just around the curves, especially on the straight parts. They say you don't have to. Like I said, I had a couple of spots. Probably should have watched the videos a little closer on the corners, how to really cut into corners. Like I said, this is back here, this is a relief for a screw, not really a big deal. I might just snip this out. I should have paid a little bit better attention, maybe cut into it and roll one side and roll the other side, or I don't know. Anyway, but came out pretty good. Good enough for me. Like I said, came out okay. Back on this side, my table's dirty, I guess. And like I said, I just kind of rub in along these edges to get these edges to seat good. This stuff is warm. Looks like I got a little bit of glue on there. So yeah, all in all, came out good. I did use a roller. I did use one of these little, this is a roller that I have for my that I used for the kill mat. I was going to say Dynamat, but it's not Dynamat, so sorry about the camera cruising around in circles here. But yeah, again, on these, all I do is just take an X-Acto knife, just cut a slit in them, just like this. Pay attention, get the camera on what I'm doing, just cut a slit in them. Don't go all the way to the edge. Up here. Don't go all the way to the edge again, just cut a slit in them. And then, let's see if I can slide this off here so I can do this one-handed. Slide this off the edge of the table. And then you just press these around. Just press these pieces around with your finger and stick them. Like I said, you already got glue back there, so just press these suckers through and they're good to go. This one here, just take your finger, stick them through there, press them on the back. Like I said, these are for the armrest in the back, door handle in the front, but the armrest goes here, and then there's the window crank. So yeah, no biggie. Like I said, just take your finger, push your finger through them, press them down. This I really like this glue. This glue seems to work real good. So like I said, there you go. You know, go back there behind them, just give them a little press. Rest of this glue is just excess crap in the way, but that's all there is to it. I mean, I've never done upholstery before, so this is my first time. So just learning, just going along, trying to make things look decent. I've got one more front. I've got the front passenger door to do, but right now I'm out of material, so I'm gonna have to go buy me probably another yard at least, just for the front passenger side door panel. So I'll get my crap together and do that and finish up. I don't want to put these back ones on yet because I do want to take some bolts out, try to get to my trim that goes down the side. The driver's side's got a pretty big ding in it. So anyway, hey, this is door panels and upholstery, you know, 101 or whatever, version 1, version 2. So I'm learning as I go along. Out in the garage. Actually, it's next day. A couple days later, I went and ordered some material. I kept looking at these door panels and I kept thinking, man, these are boring, even though I put that little hockey stick thing in them. So what I did is I got on the internet, didn't really want to spend the money. It cost me like 160 bucks to buy 4 yards of this material. That's enough to cover all these 4 of these panels. So this is what I got. I just covered the first one, took all the other stuff off, kind of a diamond tuck pattern. It's black and you can't really see it. It's really hard to see, but it actually has blue thread. So kind of thought I'd get something that, I don't know, was a little less boring. So this is what I came up with. So I just did my first panel. I took the hockey, I had the hockey stick looking thing right here. I took that off the panel. It's kind of a pain in the butt because it's still real sticky. It's really funny, almost like that glue doesn't totally dry. I'm using the DAP, I believe it's Weldwood adhesive, but maybe I need to look into a different adhesive. But anyway, I got this thing covered, and like I said, I just cut some basic holes right here for the handle and the window cranks, and couple of holes right here where the armrest goes in. So I'm going to keep rolling. I've got the other one out. I've got one back there that is actually complete, so I'm going to have to do the same thing. And I got one laying right there underneath the carpet that's complete, so I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I may just cut out the little hockey stick thing and I may go right over the top of what's there. So instead of trying to figure out how to rip all that stuff off, it's kind of tough. So anyway, this is what I got right now. I'll be back with more progress, hopefully soon. Okay, I got it put together here. Like I said, kind of went with a diamond pleated pattern. Got my armrest in. I just painted it silver, kind of quickly covered it. I might take it, I keep saying I might take it off and do it again. I probably will, just to make sure everything rolled around the outside fits real good. But got my door handle and window cranks on, and so that's what I got. I sure like having that a whole lot better than just having the plain flat. You know, you can kind of see it. Let me turn this light around here. Kind of see it back there, you know. It's just, I don't know, too plain. It looks good, it looks cool, I mean, because it's covered, but just too plain. So like I said, kind of thought about buying this material. It was expensive to me anyway, 160 bucks. People might say, oh, that's nothing, but anyway, it was a little expensive just to buy a few yards of material and hope that it works out. So I'm going to just keep moving forward. And like I said, I'm going to do the other door panel, and then I'm going to do these 2 back panels. And I'll be back and kind of show you what I got when I'm all done and got them all put in. But this is kind of exactly where I'm at. So I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So got the driver's door panel in and everything. Got the passenger panels in. Got the back panel in on the driver's side. Just got to grab my trim. You can see the trim piece sitting over there. That goes around that window. Just got to put the trim in. I'm prettying up the armrests. So that one there is in, but I'm gonna cover the top part just in some black flat vinyl. So just kind of playing around, moving along, but that's about all I have for door panels. What I'm going to do also is back here, you can see the package tray is pretty hacked up. Looks like a bunch of different speakers been in there at one time or another. But I've got a piece cut out for the package tray. I used the old one as a template, and I've got just enough material left that I'm going to go ahead and do that package tray also. I'm going to have to set it up in there, mark where my speakers go through. I got a set of 6x9s, some kickers going to go up in there. I don't know if I'll listen to them much, but they're going to go in there anyway. So anywho, I'm just trucking along, but that's about all I got for door panels right now. So I'm going to call this one pretty much a done deal. So I hope everybody's having a great day. If you guys get a chance, please subscribe. Helps out my channel. I hope everyone has a great day, and everybody take care. I'll be back a little later on. See what I come up with next.